I'm honored to introduce to you Henry Borum and his senior thesis project, Cooking is Easy. When Henry first came to me in the fall with his idea of doing a cookbook for his senior project, the first thing that he made clear was that I was his last choice. And after getting over the pain and anguish of that, I realized that what he was really trying to convey was that he really wanted to do this project, and other instructors, other advisors weren't available. And that is a passion that he held to throughout the entirety of this experience. Like so many other seniors, Henry was very busy this year with a million different things. But being a part of this journey was a way for me to have an insight into his imagination, his passion, his drive, his dedication. I was excited to work on the book. I like books. I like food. You combine them, you get a cookbook, right? It sounds awesome. And it was a tremendous journey, and I feel like I learned a lot, and I just appreciate all the time we got to spend together going through this. So Henry, thank you, and
Okay, so you're probably sitting there like, you know, this dude, he's 17. What does he know about food? Well, I have eaten every day of my life. I've had a 0-inch thigh gap, and my blood pressure is high. But about cooking, I've always sort of enjoyed food. I was in the kitchen a lot growing up, and so when COVID hit, I became very into cooking once more, and then, you know, that sort of stayed with me, so that's why I decided to do this project. Yeah. Oh, shoot. So, you know, if you're still looking at me and you're thinking, you know, this guy's not qualified, well, neither was Snoop Dogg, so we're good. So, what is the theme of your cookbook? People have written cookbooks about many different cultures and styles of cooking, and, well, you know, I just wasn't quite sure what I wanted to write about. There were several ideas. One was about cooking the most cost-effective and sustainable way possible. Another was cooking food more diversely, because in the age of the internet, the amount of food we eat, different types of food we eat, has decreased and it's become smaller. And I just didn't know. And I started thinking, well, what do I know about cooking? You know, what skills do I have? And then I started panicking because I was like, well, I don't actually think I have a lot of skills in the kitchen. And then I realized that I sort of knew everything you did need to know in the kitchen, which meant that you didn't need to learn a whole lot to be able to cook. So, cooking isn't hard. Yeah, okay. You might even say that cooking is easy. So, yeah, I decided that I was going to try and write a cookbook of just a handful of recipes that would hopefully teach you all the skills you need to know to be able to cook any recipe going forward in the future. Now, who are my biggest inspirations here? Well, as far as cooking education goes, I think there's two titans in it. The first is Julia Child. She is known for bringing French cooking to the American housewife with her book, Mastering the Art of French Cooking. And this is Martha Stewart, and she is known for her jail time. But more than that, Martha Stewart is a woman who believes perfection in the kitchen, and that perfection can be achieved. And Julia Child is a woman that believes that anyone can cook, and it isn't quite hard. And I think those are both two great influences and ideas to hold in the kitchen, because anyone can do it, and anyone can do it perfectly. Now let's get to the actual process here. Okay, so ideas, I realized educational cookbook, great. Research, I read the Julia Child book, and I watched maybe 100 hours of Martha Stewart, and what I sort of gleaned was that in a lot of the cookbooks, they would just talk through the recipe in a very robotic and simplified way so that if you were just looking at it while you were going through the recipe, you would get all the information needed without searching. And if you were looking at the videos, you got a bunch of helpful tips, but it was super hard to find what you needed while you were actually cooking the recipe. So that was something I kept in my brain. Recipes. Which ones to choose? It's kind of hard to encapsulate all the skills you need to cook in just a handful of recipes. Like, how many do I do? Where do I get them from? A big question I had is, what is plagiarism in cooking? Because if I just, off the top of my head, had to come up with a recipe for lemon pound cake, it would be awful. But also, you know, I don't really want to copy one-to-one from what other people have done in the past because that is lame. So I had to look at, you know, what other cooks have done in the past, and also I decided that part of this process would be finding recipes I liked and tweaking them in ways I enjoyed, and also I wanted to completely rewrite all instructions for all of the recipes because why let someone else do something that I could do better? And then designing. You know, I didn't really think about how the cookbook was going to look too much as I was writing it. You know, at one point I thought it was going to be like a low polygon Microsoft Paint sort of vibe, because that would be easy. And then at another point, I landed on the final product because that would be easy. And I did not expect this to be one of the biggest hurdles, but it turns out it's when you move on from Google Docs, it gets pretty intimidating and pretty hard. So these are going to be 2 slides of it. So so it's the cover, yeah, cool. And then these were the 8 recipes I landed on in the end. Sea scallops, stock, French onion soup, steak fries, ravioli, eggs benedict, puff pastry, and beef Wellington. Yeah, cool. I wanted to start the book out with an introduction. I wanted to keep it short, but I wanted to just go over the most helpful advice I found about cooking in general, just to start people off in the book. Biggest takeaway, have confidence and have patience, and that's all you need. And then this is what a recipe looked like. I wrote an introduction for every recipe. I kept it short because no one likes a long introduction. My grandma features in none of them. And then ingredients. And I wrote the recipes to be read twice. Once before you do the recipe, so you get all the tips beforehand, everything that I liked about the videos. But then I bolded the important parts so that when you were going back the second time to cook it, you didn't have to search around because, you know, I buried the important stuff in a lot of words. So, yeah. Now, you might be standing here asking me, Henry, why didn't you print the book? And the answer to that is that I will, okay? You know, it just took a little bit longer than we thought it would, so it's going to be printed, but not here on this day. What was the slide? But the PDF, before it prints, will be available for free. So, yeah. Do you have any questions? Yes.